Plaintiff Herman Taylor says he was hesitant to date the defendant due to their 30-year age difference, but they eventually got together, and 2 weeks later, the defendant moved in with him. Herman claims the day after they broke up, the defendant started dating someone else, and he's suing because he claims the defendant had him falsely arrested for assault. Defendant Alexander Boroff insists he moved in with Herman 1 month after they started dating, and they ultimately broke up because Alexander wanted to go out and be social, and Herman never wanted to leave the house. Alexander insists Herman assaulted him, so he denies owing for anything.
Start with you.
In January 2014, I met Mr. Boroff on a dating site, and I was reluctant to have any kind of relationship because of our age difference.
What is that age difference?
30 years.
How old are you?
I'm 52. I'm 51, going to be 52, and he just turned 22.
How old were you when you all met?
He was 18 and I was 48.
Okay. What made you give in to your hesitation?
He was very persistent. He called me every night, talked to me for over an hour. His family was all for it, and we started dating. Not long after that, he moved in with me.
Okay. How long?
Approximately 2 weeks.
Okay.
It was actually a month, Your Honor.
Go ahead. How was it when he moved in with you?
It was good at first, until the fall of 2014. I realized Mr. Boroff wasn't as mature as I thought he was, like he had told me he was. He still wanted to play Pokémon and all these other video games all the time. When he first came to my house, I said, I want to tell you right now, I do not play video games. I don't want to be around that stuff. I don't like Pokémon. I hate it. The house
up to age 28, I don't know a young adult that doesn't play video games.
It wasn't for me. I told him not long after that that it was time for him to leave, that we would have to end our relationship.
Because he played Pokemon?
No, because we didn't have anything in common. He was too young for me.
So when was that, when you said you all need to separate?
October of 2014.
So, okay, so that's when you all broke up?
We broke up then, and I told him, at first we tried to be friends and he could see me a little bit. Then I told him there would have to be no contact with me for at least 6 weeks to go be with somebody his own age. To hang around.
So you give him 6 weeks, and if you don't find anybody in 6 weeks, you can come on back home.
He found somebody the next day.
It sounds like you reconciled at some point, though.
We did. After the 6 weeks, he came and see me, and he asked me, could we please get back together? He would give up the video game.
Most of what he says is true. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Most of what he says is true. I did want to go back with him, but that isn't how we did it. I asked him if I could come over and watch The Walking Dead. It's a show we both watched together, and that's what I wanted to do. And one thing led to another, and we got intimate, and
remained together after that again?
Essentially.
Up until?
In spring of 2015, I wanted to move to California from Alabama. Mr. Boroff wanted to come with me to go to cosmetology school.
What part of Alabama?
Dothan, Alabama.
Alabama's become one of my favorite states lately. Been going there a lot, speaking and spending time with friends. Got friends in Montgomery, Greg Calhoun, Calhoun Enterprises, Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama, in Montgomery. I've dealt with the Capitol, doing some business there. Alabama, you wanted to trade Alabama for California? I'm in California. So we can switch places. Go ahead.
Mr. Boroff wanted to come with me. His family wanted him to come with me. They wanted him to get out of that area and have opportunities. Things were good all the way till the spring of 2016.
Things were good.
Okay, go ahead.
He turned 21. When he turned 21, then he wanted to go to clubs and stay out and party.
And what's wrong with that?
Hey, I don't understand you. You a 65-year-old. This man he's supposed, what do you expect a young 20s are going to do? They're going to play video games, they're going to party, they're going to get drunk, throw up on the carpet. They're likely to smoke weed. What is he thinking? You give me some background.
I will agree, I am a persistent person. That's how I get everything that I want in my life. I was attracted to him, and I enjoyed our conversations in the beginning, and he didn't limit me to an hour. We called it quits after about an hour because we always spoke late at night on the phone, like 11, 12 o'clock at night sometimes. And yeah, we met about a week later. He picked me up from my mom's house and everything. Fast forward to right where when we broke up. So when we broke up,
in 14.
Yes, in October of 2014. It was precisely 4 days before Halloween. It was.
Well, it was tricking. He was tricking you. Trick or treat. You didn't understand. But go ahead.
Unfortunately, when he threatened to hit me in the face with a shoe if I didn't leave, I didn't really believe that it was a trick.
You're right, and you didn't want that as a treat. Go ahead.
He got mad because he dressed up as Pokemon for Halloween.
Well, go ahead. You know we have a little fun here, and
Yes.
that's all we do.
He actually did dress up as Pokemon.
He did dress up.
I mean, no, for sure. I'm not going to deny it.
I knew it.
I'm a drag queen in Sacramento. I perform drag twice a week. I enjoy it. I enjoy dressing up.
Let me ask, because I like to make sure people are educated properly. The term you use is probably used in your community, but I think it's female impersonator.
It honestly really depends. For me and my aesthetic is very gender fluid. I do both male and female songs. I perform as both the male and a female.
What do you want people to call you?
If I'm dressed as a drag queen, call me Kieran the Witch. That's my drag name. Call me Kieran.
We don't know you, though.
Call me girl. Be like, do whatever. I don't care. I answer to...
My point is, I don't want folks to offend other female impersonators.
Okay.
Just like the N-word is offensive to African Americans, but we say it to each other. And from my understanding, so don't you all run around here talking about call nobody no drag queen. I don't care what he says. You all better say female impersonator. I don't want you to get jumped on.
The best thing to do if you're unsure is just ask.
Go ahead. And so in 14,
I went over there and we talked about it, and I said, I'll break up with whoever, and he was like, okay, and we got back together.
Now, what happened with this fight that causes him to sue you about a bail bond? You want to tell me about that?
Yes, so that also requires a little bit of backstory.
Go ahead.
So from the first month that we got together until the last month that we broke up, at least once or twice a month, we would get into a screaming match. Usually it was my fault. And whenever he would get mad at me during the fights, he would basically just scream at me, make me feel like I was the biggest disappointment. It didn't matter what I did. I was always going to be a failure.
And you're only 22, and you probably were 20 around that time.
Something like that,
and he was like, if you don't straighten up right now, you won't be a lawyer next year.
I never said that to him.
All right, go ahead. What happened?
He turned 21. That started the arguments. About the end of July, we had moved into a new residence where he wanted to live next door to his best friends, where he could walk to school and everything. So we moved to where he wanted to live. Then he, of course, is hanging out with his best friend next door, and they're running in and out all night, Pokemon stuff, everything. And I simply told them that I wasn't into the Pokemon. I did not want it in my house, and if you want to do all that, go next door and do it. Well, that kind of upset him. So that was around that Sunday, I had taken off work. I didn't work that day, and I thought we were going to spend the day together. Well, his friend had had a birthday party for like 2 days. He'd went to her birthday party for 2 different days. Well, he said, well, she's really having her birthday party today. It didn't happen those other days, but today it's really the party.
It's not what happened.
I said, well, I've taken off work, and you went there. Don't you want to spend some time with me? And so we went back and forth then. He was saying, so you're breaking up with me? I said, no, I'm not breaking up with you. He said, well, I'm breaking up with you. And let me tell you why. Remember everything you told me before in October? It's true. You are old. You're boring. I have no interest in you, and I don't want to be around you.
Did you tell him that?
No, absolutely not.
Go ahead.
Yes, he did. That's exactly his words.
Go ahead.
Okay.
He said, so
I'm sorry, I don't want to watch the news times a day. Pardon me.
And you were born there.
That's what he said. That's why I'm breaking up with you. That was Sunday. He was out partying because as we worked together, he went out every night and partied.
I didn't go out and party. I went with
whenever
my best friend
he did,
and
he would
played
pass
Pokemon
out.
Go around the neighborhood.
Thursday, I had to go to work. That was when I went back to work.
Trying to pay.
I got up
Alcoholic.
because I wanted to confront him about the money he owed me, and he'd wrecked my car. So I said, you got that money from school, that $3,000. Remember that money you said you were going to pay me? Are you going to pay me? We started arguing. I called him a name. He got very upset. He ran downstairs. He jumped on the couch and he started choking me. I pushed him off of me. And pushing him off of me, he got tiny little scratches right there, and his glasses got broken. My glasses got broken when he choked me. He got off of me. I told him, I'm calling the cops. You should have made a big mistake. You shouldn't have done that to me. Because he had never laid a hand on me before.
Then what happened? Did the police come, and what was
the police, he said, please don't call the cops. Please don't call the cops.
All right.
So I didn't call the cops. I went in there, and he went upstairs and got ready. He went to school. What he did is he went across the street. He called the cops and said, I attacked him.
Which he did.
And at 1 o'clock that day, right before I went to work, the police came, arrested me, felony arrest on me, and I had almost no clothes on, took me to jail. I'd stayed over 10 hours in jail.
He didn't have on was shoes.
How much did you have?
I didn't have shoes. I didn't have a shirt on. I had nothing.
Bail bond, how much was it?
$50,000 bail.
10%?
I had to come up with $5,000 cash.
Which you can't get back because it was a bail bondsman. It wasn't through the court.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
And the case was totally rejected by the district attorney for no evidence.
Everything that he says is a complete reverse of what happened.
He didn't
let him talk. It's his turn. He didn't interrupt you. Go ahead.
So I get up around 8 o'clock to get ready to go to school. He comes down the stairs. He asks me, so when are you going to give me my money? What money? The money you owe me for the car accident.
What do you think provoked that?
I have no idea.
Go ahead.
He comes down the stairs after screaming and yelling at me and calling me everything except for my own name, and jumps on top of me, starts hitting me. I start screaming, get off of me, please, get off of me. He won't get off of me. And finally, after like 2 minutes, I finally say, okay, fine, I will pay you, just please get off of me. This is after I tried to get him off of me by putting my hands around him and breaking his glasses. Why was it dismissed, do you believe? Why was the case dismissed?
Yes.
Because of lack of evidence. There was nobody there watching what happened.
Doesn't have to be in a domestic violence. That's overwhelmingly the case. I'm going to conclude, sir, this was mutual combat. As such, I'm going to dismiss your claim. Have a good day.
Honestly, I didn't pursue any kind of extra charges, harassment, anything, because I just want to be left alone. That's all.
He's a liar. He lied about everything.
Okay, Brenda, for sure.
And the person who needs to be prosecuted is him. He attacked me.
Okay, for sure.